Like, I'm just trying to print out this sort of tripod stand for a mobile phone, and this has just arrived. Didn't take all that long to come. Let's turn it around this way so you can read what it says. BLTouch. Basically, it's a leveling probe. Oops. Oh, I know what's happening. I forgot to lock off my camera there, sorry about that. So, I didn't have the tilt on my camera locked off and wait till the handle starts tipping up the camera. So there's a look at it. Well, the packaging, and this is basically to replace my manual sort of Z probe height thing I have here, which I have to tilt this up and down. This is just a micro switch on some computer expansion ports. A bolt through there, there's a spring on here, so that will press the two plates together, and this can swing up and down. This works quite well, very well actually. Only trouble is I have to do this manually. Yes, I was thinking of getting a servo, but the price of a servo, you know, the parts, you might as well probably buy one of these, I thought. These are supposed to be a lot better. So let's get this open. I believe these use a Hall sort of sensor inside. It's like a little pin. You have to connect these up similar to what you would a servo onto a ramps board. I'm trying to find the end of this. Zoom out a bit. Quite stringy this on that other back side, that print. Ah, see, so that's like a little badge almost. I think you can, not sure if you can unpeel that and stick it on something. And so here is the actual BLTouch. Reminds me a little bit of a, well, almost like a syringe to a certain extent. And this is the probing mechanism that touches down onto the hot bed or heat bed, if you've got a heat bed, or just your build plate. And this can lift up and down under the control of the electronics. It's quite nice, and that's got two plugs on, 2 pin. That's obviously for the like 0 switch pin, and a 3 pin. That's like your servo type wires that go onto the ramp board. So those are coloured yellow, red and brown. Oops, sorry, it keeps going out of focus there. And these are white and black. You do have to have a correct height for this probe distance to the shoulder from the bed, so I have made a part for doing that. Or you also get some spare parts. I don't think there's anything else in here. I don't want to take these out the bag. So you get some nuts and bolts. There's a resistor in there by the looks of it. and plugs, balls. I believe there's some spare pins in here. There's that print finishing off. So it was quite quick to arrive. I wouldn't say it was about a week or so. And some washers and like crimping pins in there. So basically this has to mount onto the end carriage here. It have to be adjusted for height obviously. And this can like light and display if it's not right or something. So that's just some music to tell me that that print has finished. So it has some lighting on there. Brown, red, yellow, black and white. So semi-translucent to let the LEDs inside shine out to give you warnings. How long is that wire? About 6 inches or so. Okay, I've got it wired up. It's 150mm the wire, but they do give you like pins that you can like extend that with, and the necessary sort of plugs in that bag I showed you. I've got the main lights off at the moment, so because this is supposed to light up. So I've already updated Marlin with the recommended settings. By the way, there is a setting in here that I noticed that you'll have to forgive my scribble here, but let's get this in focus. Define servo end stops, and it doesn't seem to be one of those in my version of Marlin to do that. Now I have Pronterface open here, which I'm going to use over the USB. So let's get this plugged in. And we can see that it is lighting there. It did light. Now what it says is testing. When it's first powered on, it does a self-test, starting with pin up, then it goes down, up 3 times, and ends up with the LED on solid. Now that went quite quick, so I'm going to probably power off again, and I'm going to ask it to restart again. Continuous flashing means that there is an obstruction fault, okay? This is just to see if it's working basically, etc, etc. So Pronterface isn't connected at the moment, so let me unplug this USB down here. Give it a second or two. Let me zoom in a bit, try and get on that pin. I pull focus, try and keep the display of the LCD in a bit as well. Let's get a bit of light reflection of that. Okay, can we see that pin? I might put the big light on. Excuse me. The road's been causing me a lot of problems. Right, I might have to slow this down, it might be quite quick. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, it certainly seemed to come down, go up, come down and go up again to me there. It suggests 3 times here. Excuse my throat. Right. It says it acts to the following codes. So I'm going to connect in Pronterface. It's connecting. And then I'm going to do some of these commands here. I think let's try. So it's M280 P0, which is like the port number, and S10 should push the pin down. Let's try that. Right, click send. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, it says sending M280 P0S10. Doesn't seem to have done anything. So let me try changing the S to S90, which is supposed to pull the pin up. That's an easy one to do in Pronterface because it keeps the old command in. S90. I'm not sure. Sent that, nothing. Right, 280 S. Well, base same command, but I hope that is a 0 there. By the way, it's hard to tell. It looks like a 0. S120 does a self-test and keeps on doing that apparently. So I'm just changing the last number in the command, saying send. There we go. Nothing. And S160 releases any sort of alarm, although it's not flashing, so I don't think there is an alarm. 60. Send. M119 can't register the normal trigger mechanism because the pulse width is too short. It says in the instructions, where does it say that time? Let me zoom out a bit. So, the alarm, where are we? Oh, there we are. It's hard to see it when I'm looking in the camera. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. But it does say here that it only has a 5 microseconds, I think that is, long pulse width. A CRO might work. What a CRO is, I haven't a clue, to be honest. So I might have to look up if I need one. Right, so I'm going to do auto home, and I'm going to actually press this up once the bed starts coming down, so anywhere near. Prepare auto home, and it's going through its normal. So it's starting to come down now. So right, actually I think that's up. Well, I'm pushing that, I'm pressing it gently, don't press ever too hard, and it's obviously not working. Okay, well, it wasn't working totally properly there. earlier. Well, I've updated Marlin, set up all the configs. Since I've done that, notice that this X here seems to be flashing on and off with a question mark, and the Z is also flashing on and off. So I don't know what's happened there. That's since I've updated Marlin. I'll put the Marlin on, well, the details of the Marlin I'm using at the moment on this video. Now I've already got, well, I've sort of got it plugged in, and I've got Pronterface open. So I'm going to try some of the commands again, and this is the S10 command basically, M280 P0 S10, and that's supposed to bring the pin down. So send now, and see it's come down and the light's gone off. And if I change that S, I'm using Pronterface still, by the way, S90 should take it up. So it's gone up and it's made it light again. Then there's a sort of self-test routine which sort of just keeps going up and down. S120 I think it is. Is it? Let me check. Yep. So that's trying to show you it from the side, because you might want to mount it in a way that is looking at it from the side. I can actually feel like the inertia there of the pin, not a lot, just a small amount. I can't move this much because the wires are quite short on this actually. So you can get an idea there. Pretty good. I think that's some of the reflections of some light somewhere. The white on there. I can't see the white when I'm looking at it, so I'm not sure where that white is actually coming from actually. I think it's just the way the camera's picking up that reddish light. Yeah, it's quite red, and the camera is quite sensitive obviously to the red. And now I think it's gone into the warning because I've been knocking the switch a bit. Okay, and I can turn it off with S160 in Pronterface. That is, I'm just sticking the S160 at the end of the command. Okay, that's reset the sort of alarm thing there. Okay, now I'm going to do a home. This isn't obviously connected, so I'm going to move over a little bit. You might see what happens. So in Pronterface I'm going to just ask for Z home now. Start going up actually. I have to watch it. Do that again, Z home. I think it's got confused because I wasn't mucking about with this switch, and some of my settings will still need a bit like adjusting. I'll just wait until this carriage sort of comes down into the camera view. Just move this up slightly. I don't want it coming down too much. So there's a carriage coming down now, and as soon as I touch that, even the light touch there, it's recognised it and it's stopped the carriage coming down. Now it's going up a bit. As I say, these are a lot of my configuration settings need readjusting a bit, I think, to get this going right. So that seems to be working. I'll just show you that again. So if I hit to home, and just touching that quite lightly. I'm not sure how much I'm moving it there. I might get away with moving it a small amount, and then it's sort of coming down and going up. As I say, some of this is probably because of my configuration settings, that the amount was going up there and such like. Okay, so that seems to be working now. I've updated Marlin. Now I need to get this fastened onto my Z carriage with some wires. I wish I'd give you some longer wires with it actually, but they haven't. Another thing they didn't give me, so far as I could find, is like a little jumper that you need to put on the ramps to tell it to send the VCC connected to the 5 volt. So that's sending 5 volts to this. But I had some of those spare. They're just the same size jumpers as you put under your stepper sort of drivers on your ramps. Just 2-pin sort of jumper. And I am using this on the first port, the first like servo port. Some people have said that if you have an early version of Marlin, it might not work on those ports, and you have to put it on it like port number 2, starting at 0 basically. That's my understanding anyway. But so far as I can tell, that seems to be working reasonably well. So I'm going to get this wired up, and I think I'll leave this video at this stage, and then I'll come back and do a print when it's all wired up. That's going to take a bit of time. There's probably a bit of engineering to do for the height and such like on here and such like. I'm not even sure where it will fit actually. Might have to fit it on the back edge, and obviously longer wires. So I'll just finish up there.